Everyone who's on the air will have heard the term functioning alcoholic. I don't believe you can be a functioning alcoholic. Because what it really means, or what people think it means, is you're still carrying out your job well, you're looking all right, you're all right at home, you're sober when you get to work, you're sober when you leave work, you're in a position of responsibility sometimes, that's not bothering you at all. But behind all that, you're an alcoholic, aren't you? So how can you function properly if you're an alcoholic? It's impossible, isn't it, when you think about it? It's like saying you're a functioning runner when you've got a broken leg, you've got a broken ankle. You can't do it. Now, it might be a bit for some debate, this, and some controversy, but when I slipped into alcoholism after I was working, to be fair, I was still heavy drinking when I was in the police, but I tried a couple of little jobs after I retired in property and things. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get there, the appointments. I couldn't look smart. I felt rough. I had to cancel things, So when I became an alcoholic, I couldn't function normally in life, never mind at work. So all this nonsense about I'm a functioning alcoholic, I don't believe it exists. I think once you're an alcoholic, you're an alcoholic. Your body isn't functioning properly. And over time, things will break down, your physical health, your mental health. So if you're working with people, or if you're working yourself, and you're trying to hide all of this, believe you me, people are going to notice. People are going to notice your patterns of behaviour, your breath, the way you turn out, the way you speak, the way you act. Your nervousness will come through as well. The fact that you're in the supermarket every night buying 10 beers or a bottle of wine or whatever you drink. All this comes out. So functional alcoholic, to me, it doesn't exist. And it's just somebody who tries to mask things. And this is the time you need help, really. Well, earlier on, if you can manage it. Because what's going to happen is you'll push yourself to go to work, to hold all those responsibilities down. And your anxiety levels will go through the roof. Or people watching me become paranoid. You go to work, people say, God, you had a good night out. Maybe a Tuesday night or Tuesday morning, when you've had a midweek drink at home, bit of a binge at home because you didn't feel well, or something's happened in your life, and your coping mechanism is your drink. Some of the lads you work with will be going to the gym. Some will just go home, cook a nice meal and go to bed early. You'll be going to the supermarket. You'll be going to the pub after. I used to know some guys when I was in London. They were so-called functional alcoholics, and eventually they just didn't turn up at the pub. They'd lost their jobs. I was in London in the 80s, and the city was busy then. City of London, a lot of traders making a lot of money, and they would be in the boozer pretty much from 12 till 2, and then from 5:30 till 10 o'clock at a darts team most nights. And there were young lads, and they made it in the end. But over the time, we said, "Where's Dave? Where's John? Where's Steve? Where's Paul?" Oh, they've had to pack it in. The stress. It's not just the stress of the job; it's the stress of getting to work and holding down responsibility as an alcoholic. Because over time you will start to need a drink during the day. And when you get there in the morning, you'll feel rough. Your whole day is just waiting to get that live at 12 o'clock, isn't it? Or 1 o'clock. Then you have that. Then you go into withdrawal again about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, You don't do anything at work. You can't function properly, is what I'm trying to say. You might be able to get there, but people will know what you're up to and what you're hiding. And this is why I'm saying that people get help as much as you can, particularly younger people who have got a career ahead of them. Because I would have gone a lot further, I think, if I hadn't drunk. And I know in my own head that I probably would have had a better relationship with my family. I know I probably would have been fitter and more healthy. I mean, I'm pretty healthy now at my age, but that's only because I battled alcoholism and I managed to get off it. I've been off it for 5 years, and I'm really, tough on myself. I don't want to relapse. I've got a decent life now. But when you're at the bottom of the bottle, when you're trying to function, trying to work, the stress levels are immense. The stress levels are bad enough for somebody who doesn't even work, just to get out of bed. I got so bad that I couldn't get out of bed sometimes. It took me an hour to get out of bed, and I used to have a can of beer next to my bed, just to function. I mean, on a basic level, that is, I didn't eat properly. My digestive system was all over the place. I didn't shave, I didn't wash properly, I didn't pay bills, I neglected the flat I was living in. I had rats, you've heard it before, but the whole flat I lived in a squalor really. I wasn't even functioning to any degree. I had a little bit of money coming in, but I didn't even have to go to work. And I found it difficult. So when you've got to go to work, you've got a young family, then it's even worse, isn't it? Because you've got people around you, your wife or your husband saying, what are you going to do here? Have you had something to eat? Have you made something to eat? Have you done the beds? Have you cleaned up? Have you fixed the car? Have you taken the car to the garage? Is it ready? We need the roof fixed. Oh, have you paid the gardener? Can you cut the back garden? You know what it's like in life. It's bad enough to live as a single person and be an alcoholic, but to be an alcoholic and to run a house, go to work, have good relations with your family and your friends, to look the part, to try and get promoted, to try and earn some overtime, it's a nightmare, a total nightmare, and the stress levels are immense. So that's what I mean about functioning. You're not functioning at a decent level, are you? And as I said before, once you get really into the grip of what I would call active addiction, it's hard to function as a person. Then people just give up. There's all sorts of problems with alcoholism. People get depressed, people take their own lives, people don't eat properly. I was speaking to a guy the other day who was quite a happy-go-lucky guy. He's had problems with domestic circumstances. His kids don't speak to him. I was with him for years. Nobody comes to see him, all because of the drink. And it's at the point where he can't see really past tomorrow. Every day for him is a struggle. And it was for me as well. So if you're feeling this, especially if you're younger, as I said, or you're still working, you've got to get a grip of it, because you will lose your job. Especially nowadays, it's much tighter than when I was working, you know. Things are much more aware with social media. There's cameras everywhere. You can't really do anything without being under the spotlight. And that's why I think there's a lot more people drinking at home. One of the reasons. And this working from home thing, which is probably another subject to cover, that's caused massive problems. During COVID, I was in hospital most of the time. I was very ill with alcohol problems. I didn't really notice COVID too much because I was indoors mainly. But people have got used to this, working 3 or 4 days at home. And it's much easier to crack a bottle of wine up or a can of beer at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, isn't it, if you're feeling a bit rough. And then when you've got this, or I don't have to go to the office tomorrow, I can start at work, log on at 9 o'clock, 9:30, 8:30, whatever it is. You don't have to get up early, do you? I know people who work from home sit in their pajamas. I had to get up for early turn at 4 o'clock in the morning, get the 5:05 train into London, central London, from Epping Forest. I couldn't sit at home. I didn't have a job you could sit at home. But that was long before this working at home thing came in. It's just an example. So if you can work from home, the chances, the opportunities to drink are massive, aren't they? And that's another thing. It's opportunism, isn't it? When have you got the chance to drink? When you're alcoholic, you'll drink anytime. And you'll really, really be stressed on Monday. I spoke to somebody quite high up in the LAS, the London Ambulance Service, years and years ago, about people on trains having heart attacks and stress-related illnesses. And he said the peak time for heart attacks and serious illness on the underground system as a whole is between 6:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. on a Monday. Why do you think that is? Because people are stressed. They've had a heavy weekend, or they might have a relaxing weekend and go back to work. There's lots of things tied up with alcohol. Domestic problems, physical health, and what I've been talking about most recently is mental health as well, and anxiety and stress. So if you are feeling any of these symptoms, then please get some help, reach out. There's plenty of us in here to help you. If you have real medical problems, then obviously see your doctor. Speak to other people on doing these sort of videos, friends, relatives. Every family's been touched by alcohol. Just reach out to somebody. Don't do it in isolation like I did. That's the worst thing you can do, because you just end up spiraling down into a massive rut and you can't get out of it. It's very difficult to get out of it. I mean, I had to get 999 boys to come and get me. I don't want other people to get that situation, because I nearly passed away with it. Why would I want that in anybody? I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy. And I wouldn't, for £1 million, I wouldn't go back for an hour what I had before when I was ill. No chance. Life's better now, sober. If you benefit from the channel, then please subscribe. It's quite a big community now. There's lots of people on there that support you and help you. Any comments you got, please drop me a line. Have a great day.